Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Drawing Down the Stars. I'm Snappy. Thank you for joining me for our live tarot session on today, August, 7th, 2024. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Thank you all for joining me. So let's give a shout out to the chat. Good evening, Christy. Evening, Nikosmas. Good to see you, Beatnik. Much love, Banner. Good to see you, Gandhi. Me Web. Good to see you. Much love, Mother Rhea. Amazing. This is going to be a wonderful day. So we'll start with our astrology. We're still in this incredible Moon in Virgo energy at this moment. And it's really incredible. It's that energy of being analytic, of going into the self, of doing that hard work of self-reflection. Virgo is that grounded in the earth energy, that virginal power of purity, that disciplined action, that overcoming, right? If we think of the goddess Estrella, who through self-refinement and her own purity is able to set herself ablaze and rise to the stars and become Virgo, right? That's the energy we're channeling. And that's what we're trying to be in at this moment. And this is combined with that Leo sun, which is this confident, powerful, strong energy where we can embody our unique selves, where we can be that strength, where we can move and do what is necessary, where we have the power to overcome. If you combine these two energies, you get that power of that goddess Cybele, right? The Virgin and the Lion. It's magic and it's beautiful. And we are in this powerful moment too, just before the Lion's Gate, right? 888, because it is August 8th and we're in 2024, which if you break it down, goes to 8. And we also have, I'm not too familiar with this one. I need to do some more reading on it, but it's interesting energy. And I know it's going to be powerful. I'm pretty sure it has to do with aligning with Orion's belt, but yeah, wild. And I want to now move on to our poetry and talking about also the title here. So the title comes from, I drew the Princess of Cups, which is that beautiful, loving child in that emotional energy of the cups. It's that new birth, that child that must be nurtured, that new creation, that profound emotive energy, right? The essence of love, the essence of flow, right? The fount of that energy, right? Right at its beginning. So we can go with the flow and move with our dreams. This is that profound energy of really connecting in that universal energy, that feminine energy, and just being in this childlike wonder of flow and free flowing love. That's the power here, and that's the energy of this. Trust your feelings and values. Embody yourself. Be that powerful person. Be that flowing, loving energy, and just ride the waves and joy. Be that nymph, be that mermaid, And I want to read to you guys a poem here by Madison Julius Kawine. It's called The Brook. To it the forest tells the mystery that haunts its heart and folds its form in cogitation deep that holds the shadow of each myth that dwells in nature, be it nymph or fae or fawn, and whispering of them to the dales and dells. It wanders on and on. It is the heaven shows, the secret of its soul, true images of dreams that form its aspects, and with these reflected in its countenance goes, with pictures of the skies, the dusk and dawn, within its breast as every blossom knows, from them to gaze upon. Through it the world's soul sends, its heart creating pulse that beats and sings, the music of maternity, whence springs all life, and shaping earthly ends, from the deep sources of the heavens dawn, planting its ways with beauty on its wends, on and forever on. It's that beautiful, powerful Rhea energy, right? That energy, the divine flow. Music, power, beauty. Go with the flow, embrace the tide, be that princess of cups. All right. Now I'm going to start with our sortes. And today we're going to begin with My Neighbor Wants to Kill Me by my friend Graham. And we're going to do the sortes. The sortes is a form of bibliomancy, that is divination through literature, where we invoke those spirits of inspiration, the goddesses, the muses, and we ask them to guide our hand and inspire us. So, muses, what is the message? What is the inspiration this evening? What can we take from Graham? Hey! He whipped around, a crazed look in his eye. Oh shit, Graham, you scared me. You take it, Graham's in the chat? Oh yeah. Oh wow. I think it's this next line though that is the real one. Sorry about that. I couldn't help but notice you having a hard time with that. Having a hard time with being confronted and scared, right? Caught off guard. Wow. Even by friends, right? Disorientation. I feel like the message here is that when we are scared and we are confused, it's to look around and see what's in front of us and recognize that they see us and they can help us, right? I couldn't help but notice you having a hard time. Sorry about that, right? Look to community for help and support, and look for that perspective, that outside voice that can see you and that can help guide you. You know, I was talking with some friends earlier today on the Discord, and we were talking about how do we really embrace reality and how do we try to understand the universe in an effective way. And one of the most important things is just this idea of incorporating multiple perspectives, right? Recognizing that the universe is made up of many perspectives and that nothing can be seen from only one perspective, not in its true nature, right? If you only have one perspective, then you can be fooled by the magician, right? If you only look at what's in front of you, you can be lulled into illusion, you know? But if you don't just pay attention to what's in front of you, if you listen and ask other people, if you get multiple sides, you can see things clearly and you can understand what you're looking at. And that's what's so important. All right, we're now going to move on to Q by Luther Blissett. All right, muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Q? Inspire us this evening. A jocular and irreverent voice comes from the kitchen. Use your memory, Ludovico, your memory. Remember. Wow. Remember. Makes me immediately think of the mother of the muses, the Titan Mnemosyne, right? That goddess of memory. Beautiful. And it is that act of remembrance that allows us to perceive reality. Everything is a reflection upon the past. That's how your mind operates. To reflect upon the past is to know where you are coming from, to see where you are going. Right? Memory. Beautiful. And that voice from the kitchen, that's a fun one. Who's that? Sounds like Dionysus to me. All right. We're going to go to Edgar Allan Poe. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Poe this evening? Inspire us. Okay. The next night, without daring to ask for the rudder, he removes it. Now, where is that rudderless boat? Oh my gosh. Isn't this really interesting when we reflect just on the previous sortes, this idea of the memory, right? The next night, without daring to ask for the rudder, he removes it. Now, where is that rudderless boat? If you don't remember where you put something, it may just float away on you. And if it has no rudder, where is it going? No direction home. Oof. And that may be your only ticket out, your only way to ride those waters out of here. Beautiful. Okay. We're now going to go to another Graham book here, a treatise on abyssal metaphysics. All right. Uses Guide My Hand. What is the message? Inspire us. Five times I attempted to destroy my body, my mind, and my soul, and 5 times I have failed. That's an intense one. 5 times I attempted to destroy my body, my mind, and my soul, and 5 times I have failed. Immediately, when I think of the 5, I think of that star. I think of the goddess Venus. And I think of the earth drawing down into the earth. That Virgo energy. I attempted to destroy my body, my mind, and my soul, and 5 times I have failed. It's about, again, this idea of the memory and looking back and reflecting on where you have come from, looking on where you are going, right? Going through those cycles again and again to relive and relearn the lessons. Oh, that's an intense message. All right. Much love to Graham. All right, we're going to go to Parvati Darpana by Dehasia. Uses Guide My Hand. What is the message? Inspire us. To the ordinary person, wonderment comes from an encounter with something unusual and extraordinary, but not so for the sadhaka, who finds the expansion of his limited consciousness from his perception of ordinary objects as a source of wonder and delight. The sadhaka is the mystic, right? The one on the aesthetic path, right? You find beauty in the ordinary, right? In what others perceive mundane. And it's not transforming the mundane into beautiful. No, it's recognizing the inherent beauty in the natural world around you, right? You don't need to go out and seek wonder. Wonder can be found anywhere if you actually gaze and perceive. It's about engaging in that act of perception, the act of experiencing beauty. You can do this yourself, right? I tell people this all the time. Go into your yard. Is there a tree? Is there a river? Is there something living and magical nearby? Go out into nature. Specifically, find yourself a tree. Sit under the tree and observe its bark. Observe its branches. Just be in its presence. Sit and observe and listen for as long as you can. In silence. You will feel something. You will experience something magic. All right. Let's go. Stories of Vikramaditya. Uses Guide My Hand. What is the message? Inspire us. King Bhoja and his ministers got up with the rising sun as usual, and finished their morning ablutions in the river. This is that energy, again, of that great mother, the river coming up, that Rhea, that princess of discs energy. And also, we're seeing this energy of the discipline, right? And of being in that practice of worship, right? Recognizing that the cleansing of the self and the bathing in the waters is a holy act, right? It's a magical act of transformation and maintenance, right? So much of the magic that's in the feminine is about the discipline and the maintenance and the daily discipline, the worship, the perfection, the doing the hard work and persistence, you know? That is that energy of that flow of the river, right? The river doesn't knock down anything. It just wears the mountain down, right? It just keeps pushing until the mountain falls with that persistence. Nothing can stand in the way of the river, right? Even the river will bend and bend and bend, and then eventually it'll straighten out, given enough time. And all rivers flow to the sea, right? Beautiful. All right. We are now going to go to Jaguar and the Priest by Pedro Pitarch. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Pedro Pitarch? Inspire us. On the day 1 of Palm, when offerings are made to the dead, most of the members of a Kulil Mammal gather before the tomb of their common ancestors, where other members of the group may also be buried. Occasionally, I've read that one before. I'm driven to this one again. Remembering the ancestors. Oh, wow. And engaging in that ritual practice and that ritual worship, right? Wow. When offerings are made to the dead, most of the members of a Kumul mammal gather before the tomb of their common ancestor, where other members of the group may also be buried occasionally, to offer candles and foods as tokens of gratitude for the land that has been passed down onto them. Wow. Beautiful. That active remembering again, right? Taking the time to reflect on that past and to look to the ancestors, to the dead, right? And recognize even the reading of these old books, this is an act of memory. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Crowley? Inspire us this evening. It cannot be too clearly understood that magical force is subject to the same laws of proportion as any other kind of force. Every action has a reaction, and every force has a law and has a way to go. So again, I think in this message, we're supposed to recognize that flow, right? It has a proportion and it has a way of engaging. It follows the laws of physics and the laws of nature. It's not outside of nature, but of nature, of the physical. Beautiful. And it follows the laws of reality, like everything else. Okay. All right. I think we're going to move now to our Ganapati Oracle. All right. Ganesha Ganapati is that divine child, right? The Lord of beginnings, guardian of the threshold. Please, Ganesha, inspire us. Send us messages from those muses, from our holy guardian angels, from our genius. What is the inspiration? We got two stuck together. Oh my gosh. Splendor and empowerment. Splendor and empowerment. To me, this is exactly what we read in the Parvati Darpana. This is that act of perceiving beauty, right? Engaging in the natural reality, perceiving it, and through that perception, being empowered and transformed, right? Recognizing the beauty and the splendor in the universe around you and allowing that beauty to transform you. I love it so much. Wonderful. All right. We are now going to jump to our tarot proper. So please give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference. It boosts everything in the algorithm, in the algorithm. And I really, truly appreciate it. It's a beautiful little blessing you can give me, and it's good karma. And if any of you are interested in a private reading, please reach out to me, snappydts@gmail.com, or you can message me on the Myth and Lore Discord at Snappy or Lady Snappy. All right. So as always, we are going to use our Thoth Tarot of Lady Frida Harris and Aleister Crowley. And we are going to ask that spirit of Saturn Kronos to dissect our life, to cut it up and put it on the plate, to show us our conflicts and to show us our present, and to teach us how do we evolve past this, how do we grow, and how do we manifest our true will. And as always, the center card is the most important. Today's center is Seven of Swords, futility. Plagued by futility, plagued by self-doubt, plagued by overthinking. Right? This is that energy of dwelling on something to the point where you're slowing yourself to action. You believing that you can't, right? You're doubting that you should proceed forward, right? We can refine this energy down to that 6, to science, to reason, right? It's beautiful. But we need to recognize the overthinking, this tendency, right? Let's continue. The Ion. This is interesting energy, right? The Ion is all about the coming transformation, the new generation, thinking and projecting into the future, right? Imagining these new things coming, reflecting upon the new coming and ending of cycles, right? What we see here is that universal goddess, Nuit, the great mother that gives birth to both, right? We have in the background Osiris, and then we have the child Horus in the front, or Harpocrates, right? And this is all about giving birth to that new cycle, embracing transformation, generational transformation, long-term building and planning, right? No wonder we're thinking that there's a futility here to a certain degree, because this is big transformation, big coming and bringing a power in, you know? Let's see where this is going. Wow, success. So we are having incredible success and power in this, you know? And the energy here is that we're still stuck in this state of futility. So the energy that I'm getting here is that we need to recognize the moment. And again, this is about this discipline energy of refinement, right? That energy of persistence, of moving with the flow, of recognizing that this is coming. The success is here. All of this beautiful, positive, powerful energy is so present here, right? We're just on the cusp to giving birth to this new cycle, to this new transformation, right? We have this success right now that we're moving towards. We are stable. We are secure, right? We are loved. We just need to stop worrying so much and recognize that all of this is coming and it's beautiful. Let's continue. And it goes deeper, right? This is also about love. So I'm getting the sense of this is love from a distance, or love that is not yet fully manifested, or it's new love that is simply just beginning. But there is a sense that even though this is beautiful and this love energy is here and it is present in the now, there's a belief that there's some doubt here, right? There is some reluctance. There's some unsurety of the self and of the situation, right? It's that overwhelming energy of newness, I think. Let's continue. Where's this going? Wow. Connected to this love is profound happiness, right? That expansive love. Your cups are exploding in joy, right? Having everything you could want. This love is truly fulfilling and transformational, you know. And with the 9, it's that overwhelming happiness. So maybe part of this futility is coming from that sense of there's so much joy. Things are so perfect, right? That it's leading to doubt and to uncertainty. You know, sometimes success is something that scares us, you know, especially if we're not used to winning. Yeah, and it's this divine feminine energy, pursuing that energy of that divine feminine. This is where that loving connection is. This is where that love is coming from. Wow, that's so beautiful. This is where that happiness is. Amazing. That's really beautiful energy to have at the top. But we're still defined by this sense of futility, you know, even with this loving feminine energy coming in, right? The Empress is representative of that totality of the feminine, both the Aphrodite, Urania, that pure mother of the sky, that perfected virgin, right? And also that energy of the that earth mother, right? The mother that makes love to all of creation, that is constantly giving birth in procreation, in generation, right? And she's both Aphrodite Urania and Aphrodite Pandemos, lover of all. You know, it's that totality of the feminine, and about experiencing and embracing that, recognizing the cycles of the moon and the flow. Wow. Let's continue. Wow, beautiful energy to receive for our moon in Virgo. We have the Hermit, that Virgo energy, right? That Estrella energy, that Demeter energy, right? This energy of going internal and doing that hard analytical work and critical work and self-refinement, looking into the soul, knowing the self, retreating from the world and going into the cave, returning back to that womb, to contemplate and reflect upon the self, upon the past. Remember, we've had all these messages of memory, right? The Virgo is the one who remembers, who reflects and makes note of what needs to change, who tries to imagine how to perfect themselves into that future, right? Who searches out that love, right? Also that Demeter energy, right? That overwhelming love, that light that won't give up, that will persist into the depths to save her daughter, you know? Searching with that profound will, right? Doing the hard work. Yeah. And this is about that. Wow, this is beautiful. Having this art card here, right? And that love and that divine feminine energy, we're seeing this coming together of forces for this creation, right? To temper the steel, right? To create and refine and make art. You know, this is that beautiful energy of doing the alchemical work, of consummation, of love making, but tasting and going back again and again and again to refine and ever perfect, right? Until you can create that elixir of life, until you can become that Rebbe or that Fanes, right? When the two become one, right? Parvati in her Darpana mirror, right? Shiva reflects on that mirror of Parvati so much until he sees himself perfectly reflected, and then they become one. That divine androgyne Adranahari Ishvara, that penultimate moment before absolute escape and oneness. It's a beautiful, beautiful energy, right? But it's that energy of coming together and creating, you know? And connected to that hermit, what we're doing, I believe, is we're, you know, part of this energy, it's about we need to figure out, how do we create the art? How do we move in flow? How do we manifest? And art is about refining and this discipline and that temperance, right? And you need to move and come together with this divine feminine energy to co-create with her. Let's see where this is going. Yeah. And it's about physical change, about moving, about adapting, about moving with the flow, right? About actually making the movement necessary and adapting to this radical change. On the other hand, I'm getting two sides to this energy, right? The yin and the yang. You know, this is a movement to coming together of two forces, right? And it's about accepting and adapting, you know, learning to move and flow and to adapt to the change that is ever present and ever moving. You know, big changes are ahead, physical changes to your reality, to everything. And this is that energy of learning to adapt and to move with it. And what I'm getting here is, to be able to do so, we have to do that hard work of self-reflection and to really think on this energy, you know, because this transformation is coming. This coming together of these lovers is fated in consummation, right? It's just about to give birth to that next generation, right? We have all that success and that happiness, right? It's just about learning to actually overcome the futility, the overthinking, and to accept the changes and to learn to adapt and flow with them. Beautiful. Okay. Before I flip my camera and we see the full square, please give me a like and a subscribe. It really does help. And if you are at all interested in a private reading, send me an email, snappydts@gmail.com, or you can message me on the Myth and Lore Discord. I'm Snappy or Lady Snappy. All the info is in the description. All right, let's take a look. So here we go. Here we got our full Saturn square. Okay. So let's start here with our Aeon, right? So this is that transformational change, new cycles, real imagining and projecting into the future what you want and where you're going, and recognizing that this is like the divine purpose kind of energy, and it's bringing incredible happiness, and it's about coming together for this refinement and co-creation with another, right? Creating in art, in love, in temperance, and recognition of the other, right? This divine act that will give birth to this new age, right? That'll bring this profound happiness. Such beautiful energy. Wow. You know, we have here, when we're looking down, we have this futility energy, you know, and I think the Hermit is that solitude energy. It's that Virgo energy, you know, it's that energy of being alone too. So I'm getting here is that this is hard to not overthink, right? That Virgo energy is that overthinker, is the one who goes in and is analytical. But if you want that love, sometimes you have to stop and go on that journey, right? Instead of turning that light perpetually inward, it needs to go towards that other sometimes. Interesting. All right. Let's look at this way. Okay, we have our 6, that success, right? That profound foundation, that goal, that joy, and it's connected to this empress, this loving connection with this divine feminine, right? And this is bringing this transformation, this change, this movement, this changing, like this is changing jobs, changing houses, changing paths, right? Flipping your poles, making radical changes, and that's going to bring about the success, and it's going to bring about this connection with her. And all of this is interconnected to unfold, right? The success is dependent upon her and this change, right? Beautiful. All right, let's do our crosses. We'll start here. It's that futility that is preventing this change. And if we really want to get to this happiness, right? This profound, beautiful pleasure and bliss, we need to move. We need to change and adapt. We need to move in the flow. We need to be on that boat and flow down the river and do it and just be in the present, even though like part of change too is recognizing that the change is coming, right? It's slow incremental change. It's that flow of the river. You're moving downstream. Be patient and go with the flow. This happiness is coming, right? It's coming. Don't think it's futile. It's not futile. The change is here, and it's real in the present, in the physical. The poles are flipping. When we look here, wow, this is so beautiful. Connecting with that divine feminine is about this coming together, right? This absolute loving connection. This is the consummation of the lover's card. This is the alchemical act put into action, right? The mixing of the two to create something new, right? To give birth to that ion, to create new art, to create new businesses, to move and transform, to become, to see the other in, to see yourself reflected in the other and vice versa. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy, right? And it's about connecting to this divine feminine, about embracing this energy and moving towards her, right? Overcoming this futility, right? Go through the disciplined energy and stop overthinking. Embrace reason, flow with the change, you know? You've been wishing for this. You've been imagining this. The success is here. The love is here. It's all moving. It's all so incredibly positive. You just have to let the love in. You just got to not be so isolated. You got to accept change. You got to stop overthinking. These are minor issues in the greater scheme of things when we really think about it. These are easy things that we can do. We can learn to just move and accept the flow, right? And we can stop worrying so much because there's so much beauty and love here, and growth and community and new birth and new transformation and creations and success. Like, wow, you know, stop worrying. Go watch Dr. Strangelove, maybe. Have a laugh. All right. We're going to do one final sortes, and we're going to do Ganesha. I'm feeling Ganesha today. All right. Lord Ganapati, Master of the Ganas, Guardian of the Threshold, Divine Child, inspire us. Give us the message. How do we best move and flow? How do we adapt and overcome? Setting priorities. Setting priorities, right? Oh my gosh. This is really all about discipline. Organize your life and figure it out. You know, priorities. And making sure that you're doing that hard work. It makes me think of the earlier sortes too, where we had that energy of you got to get up, do your daily ablution, your daily worship of that mother, bathing in that river, connecting in that flow every morning with the sunrise so you can see that morning star, right? That Venus. Beautiful. All right. Set your priorities. Stop overthinking. Recognize the beauty and love around you. So much success, so much happiness, so much love. Just move with it. All right. Peace and love, everyone. And I will see you tomorrow for another tarot reading. Take care.